Hello and welcome back to Motel Business Simulator. I'm going to carry on with the game, and we have pretty much now unlocked everything that the game has to offer in its current state. By that I don't mean all the hotel rooms, but all the fixtures and fittings and all the consumables. And so what I found is in my playthrough, it's mostly been about trying to make sure that our rooms are furnished with everything that we need to fulfill our guests' expectations and to keep our reputation level high. I say keep our reputation level high. I've not actually managed to get it very high at all. And the reason for that is that in terms of the gameplay itself, rather than being able to kind of prepare for a full working day and have all your rooms let out, there's a lot of restocking needed, and that is the core thing that you're going to find yourself doing in the game, is basically going through and restocking the consumables from the guests. And the other aspect of that is also room cleaning. Now, you can't actually book in, sorry, no pun intended, and clean the rooms yourself, so you are relying on the maid service. The maids kind of loiter with serious intent in the room over here, quite creepily. And what will happen is after every single guest stay, they will leave the room in an uninhabitable state, easy for me to say, for any future guests. And so you've got to assign a maid to the room to clean it, and certainly in game the maid is incredibly slow, so you will not be able to rent out a room and have it cleaned and restocked within one working day to then take another guest. The reason I say that is that the guests book a number of hours and have a number of requirements, and they do queue up throughout the working day. So unfortunately there is no means that I've found, certainly, to turn off the vacancy. And that means that we are constantly disappointing guests, because either we don't have the rooms for them, because we currently have 5 rooms out of 12, or that we can't fulfill their requirements. And by that, what I mean is that what I've tried to do is before the start of each working day, I've tried to make sure and go and get the rooms ready for the day ahead with everything that I'd unlocked up to that point. What I would then find is that once I started to take guests, I would actually go through the reputation levels. Now that would seem like it should be a good thing, and it is, because it allows you to unlock the different fixtures and fittings, but it also means that then you have access to other things such as room scents, bathrobes, face masks, things like that, which the guests will then require in order to stay at your motel. And that means that you don't have them, and therefore you need to go and order them. Now, the ordering service is quick. You do it via the laptop in reception. What I would say there is be selective of what you order at any given time, because the delivery van can only hold a certain amount of items. So if, for example, you've unlocked face masks and you want to put them in all your rooms, and you think, well, I'll buy 10, only 10 will fit in the van, so anything else that you need, you will have to wait until the next delivery. The delivery van doesn't leave until you've emptied the van, and actually, if you don't get all of your deliveries within one working day, you will have to wait until the next one. So if you have got a lot of stuff in your van, I would suggest that it's emptied as soon as you possibly can. Now, you can just empty it from the van and put it onto the ground. You've got a pallet over here that you can put stuff on, and anything that you've got scattered around or in your trolley at the end of the working day will respawn there. The trolley's actually over at the motel at the moment. You can also use your storage space here, which you can see I've tried to get a little bit organised with, so that you can have all those different consumables ready to access throughout the working day. it might seem a bit strange that I have 3 beds there, but guests will also destroy some of your fixtures and fittings, not after every stay, but periodically. But as I say, you will need to clean the room after every guest has stayed, and there will be certain things that they will consume as well. Always toilet paper. And so the core things, the must-haves in the rooms are, of course, a bed, a toilet, and toilet paper. But the guests' needs very quickly rise to needing other things. There are also other consumables. Now, what I have found is that the guests' requirements, when they need them, let's just say they need a toothbrush set, then once they've stayed in your room, they will use the toothbrush set. You will need to replenish it. The good thing is that if you do put one of everything in your room, such as soap, for example, and it wasn't on their list of requirements, they won't use it, and so it won't need replenishing. And so that lends itself to basically making sure that your rooms have got absolutely everything in them at all times to be able to satisfy your guests. And that's where the inventory management comes in, because at the moment, and I say at the moment because this isn't, to the best of my knowledge, early access. This is the delivered game. There are a total of 20 different things per room, so that becomes your kind of in-life game, I suppose, or in-game life, should I say, is that you're constantly trying to make sure that your rooms have all 20 of these items. When you look at the room icon itself, if I go over to it, then you will see a room status. So you've got a couple of things there. You've got the mandatory items that we talked about up in the top corner, and then you've got a list of the different pieces of equipment in your room, and the better finishing they are, the more money they will bring in for you. You'll also have a status as well, so you can see at the moment we have rooms 1 and 3 being cleaned. Oops. And number 2 is busy because it's occupied, or it's actually earning money. And then we have rooms 4 and 5 that are free. We can unlock up to 12 rooms via the upgrade menu, and they're not masses of money to unlock, so you can progress through that fairly quickly, but that brings with it the challenges of managing them. Expanding on that, we have staff. Now that only extends to maids at the moment, and certainly in game, the maid or cleaner number 1, you can see the work speed is slow, so that takes quite a while. So it makes it nigh on impossible, essentially, to have a guest stay in a room, have it cleaned and restocked, and then ready for hire within 1 working day. Because while the maid's working, you cannot restock the room. What you can do is you can take the stuff that you need to restock the room in the boxes, and you can leave them either outside the premises or actually inside them. So that makes it a little bit more efficient. And if you can, the best thing to do is to buy all your restocking products during the working day while your rooms are occupied, because that means you can either put them into your inventory or ready to restock out of hours. So the working day finishes at 10 p.m. and during that time you can go and restock your rooms, making them ready for the next day. So it really is a kind of a bit of a gallop to get to the point where you've unlocked all the items so that you can satisfy all of the guests' needs. That being said, the reputation is based on the number of customers you have and the income. So if you have a steady flow of customers, which you do during the day, then even if all of your rooms are fully furbished, you're still going to be turning people away up until the point that you have all 12 motel rooms. Other hints and tips is there are collision mechanics. So you do have a trolley which is located over here so that you can take multiple products over to your motel rooms. It is slow progress, but you can only carry one box at a time. So although you can sprint with the boxes, ably demonstrated here, you can't carry more than one at one time. So it would have been nice to see that you could get other staff to then fulfill some of that inventory stuff, just to keep your motel ticking over and maximise it. And also, honestly, I feel like the space in the middle here, which is essentially the car park, is a bit of a lost cause, or, well, let's rephrase that, a missed opportunity, because it would have been nice to be able to put some hedgerows and things like that in, and decorations, especially if that you could have different themes like the old 50s motels where you could put a swimming pool in, or palm trees, things like that. That would have been really nice. So it's a bit sparse at the moment. We have a staff room where the maids that aren't working just kind of stand in the floor and stare at each other. Not creepy at all. And the other thing that would have been nice, it would have been the opportunity to decorate either the interiors or the exteriors to some degree, because there is just one type of each type of furnishing and product. So the bed is the bed. You can't change the bedding or anything on there. It would have been nice. A lot of the simulator type games start out where you got kind of rundown places and you develop them, and you can see it kind of come to life. Whereas I think once you've unlocked all the rooms, certainly from what I can see on the menus at the moment, then that is pretty much job done. And yeah, that's the game. That being said, the game is £7 or £6.99, and you couldn't even buy 2 coffees for that these days. So I have unlocked all 20 items through around about 5 hours of gameplay, where I've also been recording videos and some audio, and as you can see, whilst I'm doing that, I'm not doing a lot else. So yeah, once I've unlocked the other rooms, I feel like it would be a challenge to keep all 12 active. So it's basically a sprint to get all of your unlockable products into your inventory and get your rooms ready. And there we have it. There's my summary of Motel Business Simulator. It sits on the light end of the simulator scale, so it's not massively involved. It is a lot of fetch and carry, so it is getting those stock items from A to B. So your deliveries, trying to maximise those during the day and order everything you need. What I would say there is the van can only carry a certain amount of products. So if there's something you want to prioritise, such as you've opened up a room and you want to furnish it, then try and order just those items at first. Because if you do an inventory restocking and you get 10, let's just say 10 sets of soap, then that's going to be one delivery, and you're going to need to unpack it before the end of the working day, before the next one comes along. Hope that is informative. If it is, and you've enjoyed the content, then a thumbs up just lets me know. It's a new channel that I'm trying to grow, just capturing gameplay as I do it. So there's no kind of editing afterwards. I just try and talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. There will be, and there already are, videos in various formats, which at the moment focus mainly on simulator games. And so there's a couple of series and also some hints and tips type videos. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and as I say, you can give a thumbs up or a comment if you've found anything more on this particular game or any of the other simulator games in the channel. And of course, if you click the subscribe button, not only does it help me out massively, it means you get notified as there's new content. Thank you very much for watching.